What's up, everybody? With the DCU underway and the second wave of projects getting started now, I figured out what they're planning for Blue Beetle in the universe. Before we get into things, though, make sure to subscribe to support the channel in the freest and easiest way possible, and so that you're not missing out on daily videos too. But enough from me, let's get into the Blue Beetle show. Alright, in case you didn't know about this show's existence, it was confirmed to, at the very least, be in development for James Gunn's new DCU, and this was all announced a little under a year ago. Xolo Maridueña is set to return as Jaime Reyes, Miguel Puja is attached as a showrunner, and Angel Manuel Soto, who directed the Blue Beetle movie from 2023, is executive producing. And I know your first thought is probably, but that was the old universe, the DCEU, and I don't blame you. I'll get into the nitty-gritty details of how that's going to work later in the video, but essentially, I think this was the character or movie, whatever you want to call it, that Peter Safran, Gunn's co-CEO of DC Studios, saved from the universe that he produced, just like James Gunn saved Peacemaker. But I'm getting ahead of myself now, as Xolo did also recently say that the show is aiming for a 2026 release, which that does kind of feel ambitious, but just because we haven't been getting constant updates about the show doesn't mean there hasn't been progress behind the scenes. Anyway, moving on to the show, I think it's going to be inspired by an episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold, the old animated show, which allows it to build off the story of the first movie. The episode I'm referencing is from season 1, it's episode 8, where Jaime Reyes dives into the history of Blue Beetle and the ones that came before him and finds Science Island, the last known location of Ted Cord. But once Batman gets there, he finds out he's met Jarvis Cord, Ted's uncle. The lab and the island end up being destroyed along with Jarvis Cord, but it all leads to Jaime realizing he was chosen for a reason by the Scarab when not even Ted Cord was, and what responsibilities are going to come with that. With that being said, I don't think Batman is going to appear in this series despite Jaime's ties to Gotham City in the movie, and also just the teases we've gotten already of the Cape Crusader in the DCU in Creature Commandos. But what I do think is that Martian Manhunter could very easily move into Batman's place, considering the DCU has had heroes in-universe as we dive into it in Superman. That would give us yet another connection to Justice League International, which very likely has been a huge inspiration on James Gunn's DCU so far. In fact, that's the big reason the Blue Beetle movie fits so well into Gunn's DCU. It was setting up the story of Ted Cord's return, and whether they want to, shift that so it is Ted Cord that Jaime is going to find or not, that's an open door. But I personally think the better route is going with Jarvis Cord, sending out Ted's distress message, maybe, with where we're at now in the present day, maybe you get some AI in there, and then you draw in Martian Manhunter to find his former JLI teammate, and that gives us that team up with John Jones, a veteran hero, and Jaime Reyes as he finds his footing. I mean, all things considered, that's pretty much a direct sequel to the movie, and you flipped universes with it too. Jaime becomes one with the Scarab, yes, but he's absolutely still learning the sticks as he's had it for 2 days at that point, and then on top of that, the movie teased Martian Manhunter being in the Beetle Cave at the end when the distress call comes in, teasing that Ted Cord, once again, is alive, or at the very least, that distress call got through. Finally, and this is just an added bonus in my opinion, but who knows, maybe it was a reason that Gunn kept the character around, this fit his plans or whatever, but this sequel series to the movie is kind of set up in a way that the main character, Jaime Reyes, is finding out everything the audience would need to know if they haven't seen the movie. So it would work as both a sequel for those of us who like this movie and a new entry point for people who haven't seen Blue Beetle yet. But that's all I've got for you guys today. I just like the idea of another mystery-based series in the DCU like Lanterns is. It kind of feels like a good route to unravel the history of this universe in present-day stories. And I just want to see Martian Manhunter anywhere. But let me know what you want to see from the Blue Beetle series down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.